We'll further discuss logarithms. Do you see here some logs lying? We have tried to connect them, put them in a row. That is kind of doing addition and subtraction with these laws. That reminds me of our next chapter. Now let's see how to combine these logarithms and put them just as one log. I hope you find it interesting. I'm Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on laws or logarithms. Now we are going to understand how to write these logarithms as a single logarithm. We have 4 very special examples here. Let us see how to do it. So the question here is, write the following as single logarithm. You can actually pause the video, copy these questions, answer, and then look into my suggestions. The first one is twice log to the base 3 of b minus half log to the base 3 of ab minus log to the base 3 of a. Now this is relatively simple. Whenever you have minus, you could divide by that argument, and when you have plus, you should add it. So we have 2 times this, so we could first rewrite this as 2 log to the base 3 of b squared. So we have applied the power rule here, right? For the next one, it is log to the base 3 of square root of ab, right? So that is to the power of half, and the last term here is log to the base 3 of a. Now we can combine them. Well, I've already taken this 2 as the power, so that's what we have. So we could write this as log to the base 3 of p square is the numerator, and both these are negative quantities. They will go in the denominator. So we have p square here divided by a times square root of ab. Is that clear to you? So that is how you're going to do the very first example. Now let's see how to do the next example. 3 plus log x. It's kind of tricky. How do I combine 3 with logarithm? So we do kind of a reverse calculation. How do we get 3 for any log to the base 10? Now the base here is 10. Well, we could write 3 as log 10 to the power of 3. You get an idea? Base 10, right? So log 10 to the power of 3 is 3. So that is the trick involved. Plus log of x, and now it is simple. We could clearly write this as log to the base 10, of course, and we can always multiply these two, so we get 1000x. Is that clear? So that is how you could do part B, but it is tricky. Now C and D. I hope you have got them right, but you can always check with my result. Now here again, we have different bases. The base is 9 for the second one, base is 3 here. So one alternative is that we can change this base 9 to base 3, right? So that's what we are going to do now. So we could write this as first one log to the base 3 of a square, we could write, that's fine, plus, now to convert it to the base of 3, what should we do? Well, we can write this as, let me keep half as such here for the time being. We can write this as, we are doing change of base, okay? So log to the base 3 of b divided by log to the base 3 of 9, we can do like this. You get an idea, right? So that is the change of base formula. Now let's simplify this. Log to the base 3 of a square plus half times, this is log to the base 3 of b, and the denominator, 9 is 3 square, right? So 9 is 3 square, so that gives you 2 in the denominator, correct? Now taking that 2 and multiplying by this 2, you get 1 over 4, correct? So you could rewrite this as, let me write here, you could rewrite this as log to the base 3 of a square. Now this is 1 fourth of this, right? So plus log to the base 3 of b to the power of 1 over 4, or fourth root of b, right? Do you see that? That is how you could write it. But now we have the same base, and so we can combine it, right? So we can combine this and write this as log to the base 3 of a square and fourth root of b, right? So a square and fourth root of b. Is that clear? So I kind of squeezed it in, and now let's do the last question here. But I hope the steps are clear. Okay. Now here again we have the same base, but we are dividing. We are not adding and subtracting. How to get this one right? Well, to get this one right, what we can do is we can again change the base to something. Let's change the base to, for example, 5. Okay. So if I change the base to 5, I get log to the base 5 of 7 divided by, this is 10, right? So it is log to the base 5 of 10. Correct? Similarly, I will change the base of the denominator also to the base 5. So see what we get. Log to the base 5 of 5 divided by log to the base 5 of 10. Now, doing this, you could actually cancel these two units. And log to the base 5 of 5 is 1. Correct? So what do we get? We get log to the base 5 of 7. Since this is just 1, that is the result. Log to the base 5 of 7. Do you see that? Now if you realize log to the base 5 of 7 could be changed the base into base of 10 and written as log 7 over log 5. Well, these are very interesting and important questions from test point of view. I hope you have seen the variety which you should be looking into while writing logarithms as a single log. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you post comments. Thank you and all the best.